doesn't get much more basic than fried apples. It is something that you find just about everywhere, including if you go to some very famous restaurants that serve it as a side. Sweet with sugar, with cinnamon. It's just plain comfort food. Fried apples in a cast iron pan. That was the request of one of our viewers from North Carolina, so today that's what we're going to be making. The version that we're making today is from an 1885 cookbook called the Dixie Cookbook. And this cookbook came from Atlanta, and as you might imagine, with a name like that and being from Atlanta, it was recipes all submitted from well-known Southern housewives at that time who were known for their cooking. The first part of our recipe is to quarter and core some apples, and it doesn't specify how many because really with the way the directions are for this recipe, you could do this with as few or as many apples as you would like to. The next step is to preheat our cast iron pan, and the recipe specifically says to heat that up with some beef fat. I don't have any beef fat, however I do have some fat that would have been in every kitchen of this time period, which is bacon fat, and that was commonly used as a flavoring and also as a grease in those days. So we're going to be using bacon fat to preheat our pan. In addition to that, there are a lot of recipes from this time period that directly call for pork fat. So that's what we're going to be using today instead of beef fat. Our recipe today specifically asks for us to leave the skins of the apple on, to not pare them. So we are going to do that, and when we put them in the pan, we're going to lay them skin side down. So the skins of the apples will be in the oil that we just heated up. We're going to sprinkle on some brown sugar and let this cook until the apples are mostly soft, at which point we are then going to flip them over and let them finish browning on their open sides. Partway through cooking, the sugar on the bottom was starting to burn, and it was also melting off the top. So before I flipped these, I added just a little bit of water to prevent that from burning to a really disgusting kind of taste. The final step is to sprinkle this with granulated sugar. So they didn't cook down soft to a mush. They still have a little bit of bite to them, but they are tender, they are cooked. And I was worried that they would taste burnt from the sugar that was in the pan that almost burnt. But really it's not. It's got a nice flavor to it. They're browned nicely, and they're not quite as sweet as I thought they would be, considering that there's brown sugar as well as the granulated sugar at the end. But there definitely is a sweetness. I'm not sure if I would prefer this as a complete dessert. I think if I had some whipped cream or some ice cream, or perhaps this on top of a cake or a pancake or something, I would be a little bit more satisfied. But these are really good, and they're really, really simple. So if you want a basic fried apple recipe that is a Southern classic, this might be the recipe for you.